Okay, so during the live stream we received a letter from the chairman which was discussing the internal schedule report. As mentioned in a previous video of mine, Chris Roberts released a letter regarding sharing the internal schedules and why he has decided to let us in on it. He talks about the flack they've received over the last couple of years for the extended timeline of Star Citizen, but also mentions that in most AAA games we would not see any of this, as the publishers would keep the game unannounced until further along in its development, with the majority of its tech and gameplay completed. Star Citizen is completely open development, which is why we see these epic moments, which, let's face it, are truly just amazing, but also the crap parts like bugs, pushbacks, and the occasional unplayable build. However, our feedback, he explains, is vital to the making of this game that will stand the test of time. So it has become a bit of a catch-22 for CR and Cloud Imperium. One section of the community gets annoyed because things are perceived as late. Another gets annoyed because they're wondering why they would share dates that are not solid. And then another section of the community gets annoyed as to why they release dates at all. He has thought long and hard as to the best way to approach this and decided to share with us the internal schedule. So what the internal schedule is the target dates. They're not the official release dates. These are the target dates that the team are all working to reach. They will shift at some point, sometimes slightly, sometimes even wildly, and the danger in doing so is that the casual observer of Star Citizen will not understand this and see it as just a delay. However, for us, the people who follow its progress regularly and understand what the project is about, will have an estimated date as to when we're likely to see things arrive. Although this is very risky, Chris Roberts says above all they trust the community and feel it's time to part the curtains further. So in terms of 2.6, they will share the internal schedule and breakouts on a weekly basis. These will be the same daily updates that are circulated between each studio during the handoffs. The only things they won't include are the individual developer names, the Jira details, which is like a task scheduling tool, plus make the wording more readable for the wider audience to understand, basically for the idiots like me to make sense of it all. So when something changes, slips, or is completed, we will know. The schedule will always be on the RSI website. I will put a link in the description should you want to see it. They will update this page weekly with a snapshot of the internal schedule, but do not worry, I will keep you up to date with mini video updates as and when the information changes, plus include it in my weekly roundup video every Sunday, Star Citizen Sunday. So, the production schedule report. First of all, he says there is a few ground rules to understand what this means. Number one, the quality will always be the number one goal. They will always extend timelines or redo features or content that they feel are not up to par. A good example of this is the difference between the sort of Freelancer and Constellation reworks, the before and afters. Sometimes they just need to look better. Number two, the dates are estimates. These are based on knowledge and experience. They are literally covering uncharted territory with the way this game is being developed, so things can and will change. Number three is the time expected for bug fixing and polishing. It is very hard to estimate. A single bug can cause days or even weeks of delays, so please bear that in mind. And number four, internal dates shown are aggressive dates. These are intended to focus the team. These targets are there to keep the team pushing. They are not the set date. So, the 2.6.0 overview, we have an image here to show you where they're estimated things to be. They estimate it to be completed and live on the 8th of December. Remember, estimates, not promises. The first image shows each aspect of 2.6 and its expected dates of completion, plus the release dates to Eva Cotti, PTU, and then finally live. Star Marine has been split into separate disciplines. We have code, animation, facial idols, character art, level design or environments, and UI. All of which is estimated to be finished around the end of November, sort of beginning of December. So code, the improvements they need to do this is network sync, cover, jumping, grenades, game rules, vaulting, mantling, walking, running, weaponry. The team is on blockers and critical bugs only. For animation, they have weapon handling, pickups, and health mechanic improvements. Jumping is all done. They're reviewing all the in-game animations for improvement. Combat signals are ready for QA to test. Destructible props. They've got a version of glass working, but props have a bug requiring code investigation. Facial idols like firing, neutral, and combat are all implemented. Being hit, dying, hurt bad, hurt mild, sleeping, kill satisfy, and dead are being mapped out now. This ETA is about the 30th of November. In character art, Marine and Outlaw updates are complete. And in level design and art is final for Echo 11, for Last Stand and Elimination, which are two new game modes, Level design is final for Station Damien, or Damien, also for Last Stand and Elimination. So, Arena Commander, balance and improvements. Pirate Swarm is needing further polish and tweaking. For pickups, visual effects tweaks are needed. Audio is complete. For new missions, design is providing info on how to access 2 new missions. The scoring rebalance for Battle Royale and Squadron Battle each now have their win scores reassessed. They are now reachable before the timer runs out. For IFCS missile guidance, they are improving tools and features to help balance and tune the missiles. This is expected around the 18th of November, or was the 18th of November. For ship balance, the rotational limitation ramp as ship approaches max cruise speed is expected to be finished on the 23rd of November. So for tech systems, starting with network, they are bind culling and currently working on state object refactoring, should be ready on the 23rd of November. Message ordering, they're finishing off current work on message ordering before moving to serialization variable. That's supposed to be done on the 18th of November. Serialized variable, which is a stretch goal, I'm not really sure what all this means at the moment, but they're beginning on the 21st. ETA is 8th of December. Camera improvements, they have fixed up some Star Marine camera issues. They are now looking into a camera bug for Squadron 42. That should have been done by now. Supposed to have been done on the 18th. The new music logic system, they say they are still waiting on music being delivered by the composer. And Ship Computer 1.x, this is the groundwork to allow players to select the verbosity of ship computers. That's pretty cool. That should be ready on the 25th of November. So in terms of content, the Vanguard Hoplite is in testing with QA and being bug fixed, as is the Drake Herald. And the Grimhex Bar, which sounds awesome, requires props for set dressing. This is going to be done on the 2nd of December. So UI and front-end refactoring. The UI for Star Marine environment screens is going to be completed on the 30th of November. Arena Commander pickup icons should be done on the 28th. And the EA widgets should be done on the 18th, or should have been done on the 18th. For the lobbies and main menu, the Star Marine loadout screen should be completed on the 25th. Arena Commander ship customization should be done on the 5th of December. And then the front-end flow should be done on the 28th. The leaderboard services, there are 2 blockers, or bugs as they call them. Blockers are bugs that stop the game from being released. Now these were preventing testing, but they have been resolved. Turbulent are working on the updated leaderboards. That will start on the 23rd, estimated about 2 days later, the 25th, after which live ops can complete leaderboard services, estimated to be done on the 30th. So the mega map, which again is a stretch goal, not 100% sure about this one, but the game rules, they are refactoring and bug fixing. They're looking into a crash in Arena Commander blocking QA testing. For the network, it now works in all scenarios, including connecting to different maps or maps with different object containers. Server-side changes for disconnects, refactoring, and bug fixing remaining. It did go on to show us what is coming in 3.0 and beyond. I have already written a script for this for a separate video as it's not new information, but there are some things that are worth mentioning. Personally, I think sharing this information is an excellent idea. It gives us an insight into the expected timescale and current progress of each area, plus shows us the current bugs and issues as to why we haven't got the latest patch. Communication is something that seems to be overlooked these days, and I believe that just keeping us all on board and showing us what the issues are, we as a community will be more understanding and hopefully more forgiving towards delays. Many people will look at these dates as a promise and get salty when not stuck to. I say let them get salty. We know the score and we're loving the journey. Thank you, Chris Roberts. Thank you, Cloud Imperium, and everyone working on the game. I'm behind you all the way.